This is the Last Angry DJ, and we're so happy to hear me. I already screwed up the opening. Yeah, can we do take two? I guess we can. We'll just leave the mistakes in there. It's so happy to hear me talking. This is the program where we talk about old radio, new media, streaming media, and all kinds of other things. I think I've screwed up the last three show opens. I completely, and when I screw up, I can't get. There's supposed to be this little thing that moves in and out like that, and I screw up, start laughing, and I hit it at the wrong time. So it's a train wreck. What can I say? But I'm happy to be here. We're having fun. We're going to be doing the broadcast Boffins version of. We don't have the beards, but we are Boffins, talking about broadcast, media, things that just piss us the heck off, things to twist your undies, things like that. So here's my cohort and partner, Mr. Alexander Knight, named after the famous Knight Rider. Apparently his dad used to drive around in a Trans Am with Kit.
No, he didn't. I absolutely, I would have been a lot cooler to my friends back in the 80s. But
getting dropped off at school.
As an adult, I did get an opportunity to buy a Trans Am. So, and I unfortunately do not have it anymore, and I'm not going to go into details as to why. But it's good to be here, Mitch.
I don't think it's a Trans Am. I think it's a Firebird, actually, with a faceplate, a Cylon faceplate.
Okay, I'm just going to, before I get to the intro, because I need to correct you, because that bothers my nerd brain when it comes to cars. The car that was used for Kit, so Knight Rider came out in September of 1982, the year that I was born. That right. Car that they used was a Trans Am, not a Firebird, because the Trans Am was the performance version of that car. The Firebird had a V6, the Trans Am had a V8, okay? And so that car had a limited slip differential. It had the 4-barrel Rochester carb on it, and it had a 3-speed automatic transmission. That was the car that was used for that show. So
are you done yet?
We need to set the record straight here. Anyways,
okay. Wow.
It's episode 76 of The Last Angry DJ. It's good to be here. This is the show where we interview luminaries in the world of broadcast, podcast, YouTubers, content creation. It's not about whose industry reigns supreme. It's about discussing the ongoing challenges that our industry is facing, because it is the intersection of old media versus new media. And I don't mean to call anybody old in the industry or any industry, but good to be here with Mark Giuliani, who's a radio station owner. What's going on, Mark?
Well, Alex, let's talk. Since you're a gearhead and I used to be a gearhead, a Trans Am is the high performance option of the Firebird. So a Trans Am is a Firebird.
So I was right.
Fine. Fine.
Anyway, hello everybody.
Right,
it's great to see you, Alex. It's good to see you, Mitch. How is everyone? Mitch, you don't seem so angry. What's going on? We need to say something to get Mitch upset. Keep the show going.
I think I'm just getting old, so we'll say the last demented DJ, something to that effect. Because I've already told you guys that when and I have a pause, I'm trying to remember a movie like the Colossus movie we talked about the other day. We should have a little thing that comes up that says, objects are louder than they appear on the show. Something that reminds people that I just can't remember what we're talking about. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Great observation. And please give Mark some questions. He didn't get any questions at all last week, and it really, he's been in a funk all week long.
Yeah, I'm going to go on strike here soon.
He's funking.
Well, we need to talk. So we need to talk about that a little bit, because apparently we've had some reports that some of you were logged into the wrong place. So I just want to set the record straight. So you might be logged into our old Makana instance. We were sharing Mark's Makana instance, and I'm not going to go into the details there. But if you go to simply ask.thelastangrydj.com, that's ask.thelastangrydj.com. That is a shortcut. That will redirect you to the right place, and all you need to do is just look in that URL on your web browser and make sure it says The Last Angry DJ in the title of the name. That means you are in the right place, and we've already got Jerry Hoyle in the chat here. Good to see you, Jerry. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jerry, for joining us. We appreciate that. And should we do a shout out to everybody that comes on, even if they don't ask a question? We've talked about running a lower third scroll at the bottom, like PBS does when they're doing a fundraiser. Jerry Hoyle promised $20 towards coffee.
Absolutely. I like it.
Okay, great. Make that so. Make it so. It's a hit it moment, as they say on Strange New Worlds. Anyhow, we're good. And the chat's changed, so make sure you get the right one. Use that link that Alex mentioned there, the one that will pop up below me if Alex is finished. There it is. Ask Dot, whoever she is, thelastangrydj.com. And that will go right to the Makana. And then we just need your name, maybe your credit card, and a few other important things. No credit card. And then you can ask your questions, make your comments. We like to do it at real time. That's why we're here doing a broadcast real time. So just fun stuff. Wild, funky stuff, as Johnny Carson used to say. And let people keep adding on to the Makana chat, because if you look over to poor Mark, he has got a sad face going right now, and he really, really needs your questions. And while you're in there, if you want mine to smile a little bit, he's the crying face. Hold on, I'll join you in it. Help him. Oh, it's the telethon. We're going to sweat through an hour and a half of no questions and try to be entertaining and fun. And we'll make it happen. And I'll just tap the microphone anytime I need help. So, yeah, come on in. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Very important. Subscribe. We need all those people. Where are we at right now? Last I looked, it was 205 people.
206.
Wow. So somebody jumped in there and made our day. And Mark just jumped up. So we have a couple things, that we talk about. One of the things that I think is interesting, I was talking to my accountant the other day, and an embarrassing moment is when your accountant has to call out every one of the streaming services that you pay $9 to $20 for, and you have to explain what each of them was. Thank God Playboy TV is gone, so I'd have to explain that to him. But he said he'll mention each one, and he said, "What do you need this for? Do you really use it? Do you could get Netflix, but you could watch commercials. You need to save money, Mitch, and we need to do that. You can't afford to spend hundreds of dollars on services." And I think that's probably the same for a lot of people, because I think everybody, just an idea that people from time to time say, I've got too many streaming services. I've got to kill some of these. They're just not performing. I'm spending too much money, but they don't make it easy to get out. It's like the old Columbia Records subscription service that, for $20 you get free record albums, and then eventually you don't want it anymore, and then you don't, well, who do I call to get rid of this service? They don't make it easy on you. So I think that the question here should be, and we'll start with our panel here, our illustrious panel. If you had to drop one of the services that you currently use, which one would it be? I'll start out. And I have them all, believe me. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have no life, so my social life involves camping out in front of the TV and watching something or digging for something. I have decided that Disney Plus is going to be the next victim on my life. Oh, wait a minute. They just added Alien Earth. No, I can't get rid of Disney Plus.
He's got a new show.
So I don't know which... Hey, James Callahan just joined us. Thank you, James. Appreciate you coming. We need the lower third, by the way. So I don't know what to do. I'm Alex, please help me out. What would you drop if you had to drop one of your services?
That's a tough one, Mitch, because I feel like I am a streaming completionist. Or a Pokemon, like I need to catch them all. I need to have them all.
Yeah.
I don't have them all, but I think it would be, I have to admit, some of them I'm not paying for, because as a family we share some of our accounts. So, for example, like I don't pay for Disney Plus, I don't pay for Netflix. I pay for Netflix, my sister pays for Disney, and we all have separate login, like separate profiles for all of us. We're going to milk that until I guess they lock us out. But I also pay for some too. Like I pay for Amazon Prime. I pay that extra $3 to get rid of those stupid ads. I do that. I also pay for Paramount Plus. And then in Canada, we have Crave TV, which is owned by Bell Media. So in Canada, Crave TV owns the rights to HBO. So HBO and Showtime, all of those shows are part of that package. So between all of that stuff, I pretty much get everything. I don't think I'm really missing anything. So if I were paying for Netflix, though, I'd probably drop Netflix. I find myself not opening that application as often as the other ones. I spent a lot of time inside of Paramount Plus. There's so many great shows I find in the back catalog. I'm rewatching the original Dexter. I'm also watching Dexter Dexter Resurrection, by the way, is a great show. I did not expect it to be that good. I like it even better than New Blood, actually.
Yeah, New Blood, and then the one he had before that, where he
there's a
encounters
prequel
his son.
which I haven't seen the prequel, but
it's okay. But Dexter Resurrection, like he just said, excellent, great writing, lots of surprises. It's got Uma Thurman in it, So what could
she
be
looks
wrong
great,
with that?
by the way.
And Peter Dinklage, who plays a great criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
So get that. It's worth it just for that. Kudos to that suggestion, Dexter. As soon as I get ready to drop one, it's like they're connected to my house. They're Mitch is getting ready to drop Paramount. We got to throw that new Dexter show in there, and darn it, they didn't catch me. So what are you going to do? I'm stuck. Mark, what am I going to do?
This is not about me or what I subscribe to. This is about radio. And radio, let's bring it back to the name of the show. Radio is free. So why do you need to spend $5 here, $9 there, $20 there? You can find all the entertainment you need on radio.
Yeah, but don't you need to save money? I mean, you're running a radio station, so you need to save every shekel you can in order to pay for those expensive.
That's why I don't have a lot of subscriptions.
Oh, so you have no life and no subscriptions, but you do have a radio station.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not free for you. It's free for us, but it's not free for you. Do you get the irony of that statement?
It's free for consumption.
Okay, I got you. All right, I think that's a legitimate thing. So if we have any of our people in Mukana right now, feel free to jump in and tell us which service you would drop. There's a lot of confusion, too, because all of a sudden Disney now has a package where you can bundle Hulu, which I hear is on its way out, and HBO Max, which they now call it now. It's not HBO or Max. It's HBO Max. So I'm not sure which one of those two or whether I get the same thing, and I'm just confused. There's little birds. There's a circle of birds flying around my head going tweet, 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 tweet. I'm completely confused and don't know what to do. And since I was on the subject a minute ago, I seriously was getting ready to drop Disney. They have a new show called Ironheart, which is in the Marvel catalog, but it's just a kiddie version of Marvel. So I said, why am I paying for all these cartoon shows and Lilo and all that stuff? I want some adult storytelling, some blockbuster level stuff. And I'm just getting ready to lower the hammer, and along comes Alien Earth, which is how many different Alien shows, either series or movies, have been out there? I think the last one I remember seeing was Alien Romulus. Was that a movie, I think?
Yeah, it was a movie. I still haven't seen that one.
Not that great. No, I'm not going to give it away. But I have to jump in here and tell you, this Alien Earth, it's Alien: Earth, and it's part of the FX network. So you need Disney Plus to be able to watch it. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm here to tell you, it is really well done. For a TV series that has an arc, it's really well done. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit, and it's not really a deal buster because we all know what the alien xenomorph is. It's in it. It starts out with the spaceship, I guess, sort of like the Nostromo was in the original, and these people that are on board are in the business of capturing alien species, most of them dangerous, including the xenomorph, or they found out the hard way. And for some reason, it's not a metamorph, the cyborg, and they're very careful about how I refer to it. The guy that's not human, that looks human, decides that he's going to capture this creature and ensure he gets back to the Watanabe Corporation. What is it? I forget all the names of the companies. The
Weyland-Yutani. Weyland-Yutani. That's one of them.
Appreciate that. Again, I need the little thing around my head that says Mitch is losing it. So anyhow, The ship, this all happens the first 5 minutes, so it's no giveaway. The ship crash lands on Earth. And then they cut to another scene where this other organization is experimenting with placing human consciousness into cyborg bodies. And here's where it gets really interesting. And again, I'm not giving anything away because it's what it's all about. But there's so much symbolism that's involved in this. What's happening is that a younger girl, a lady, okay, right, yeah, I got it. I'm just reading Alex's note to me. The girl that gets moved into this, a teenage body from an 11-year-old girl starts to act and perform because she has powers and things like that. And her name is Wendy. And it's not lost on me that the island that they're on is called Neverland. And now you get this Peter Pan thing going with these kids, and they go on board the ship to try to rescue the people. That's where I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to take it any further. But it's very interesting to see these characters.
And Mitch, I'll just mention, too, that the crew is called the Lost Boys.
Perfect. So there's a very definite connection. And here's the funny part. They're showing like scenes from Peter Pan cartoon. Well, Disney owns them now. They can do that. I mean, it's like the complete carte blanche with any Disney references in it. So, you're seeing wild, bloody scenes happening where a xenomorph goes into a room and kills 15 people in 10 seconds. And meanwhile, there's something on the TV showing a Peter Pan Disney movie. I just somehow the juxtaposition of the two. Alex is smiling, so he gets it too. What I'm saying. So I highly recommend it. And if you're looking to get rid of Disney Plus, don't, because you need that FX subscription to get it every Tuesday. Alien: Earth, and I think Alex has a take on it. He'd like to comment also. Alex, take it away.
Yes, I do. There's a couple of things here. So for me, I think what I was nervous about when going into the show was that it would just be a rinse and repeat of what we've seen before. And, I still haven't seen Alien Romulus, and I was excited to see Romulus, but then when I heard what they did with that, where they basically are just repeating all the beats from the first movie, even going as far as to steal Ripley's line, that famous line that everybody knows, which I'm not going to say, but it really irked me and rubbed me the wrong way. But one of the things that my first impression with the show from the first episode was they are not making the aliens the center of attention, although they're clearly still important, but they're really expanding on the world, and we're seeing things that we've never seen before, which Mitch touched on. And I think it's cool that it mostly seems to be taking place on Earth, and we're getting to see really what the world is like, really. It's not just about Weyland-Yutani, it's about all these other competing corporations and what they're doing. And it says something about humanity, because now we are dealing with not just androids, but we're dealing with human hybrids. I mean, literally taking someone's consciousness and imprinting that, and also raises questions which they don't discuss, but makes you think about, well, are they actually transplanting and moving someone's consciousness, or is this basically like a photocopy of their memories, and that person is dead, but we've been able to photocopy their brain and all their electrical paths and put it into
let
this.
Let me jump in and say, just while you're doing that, they show up on the screen, 2165 is the year that this is all going on. So there's a dystopian future where all these cyborgs and the capability of it, it's just ripe with all kinds of commentary that could happen. And oh, by the way, sorry, Alex, for interrupting. Ridley Scott hates it. He's written nasty notes about that. He hates it. He hates what it's doing to the Alien franchise. But, he sold that. I mean, he doesn't own that.
Yeah, but he's
anymore.
an executive. Why would he say that? He's an executive producer on this show.
Because he can still hate it and be the executive producer, accept their money.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I haven't liked any. I mean, I was not a fan of Prometheus. And I just thought, I think this is probably the best thing that I've seen in a while for the Alien franchise. So I like where it's going. I don't want to get into spoilers, but I think that if you were just expecting to see a play by the numbers, rinse and repeat of what you've seen before, that's not what you're going to get. You're going to get something that's a little more character driven and a little more just expanding the world, and we get to have a better idea of really what's going on the Earth. And I think I think so far for the first 2 episodes they've released that the show's going in a really great direction, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, good. And we're not giving anything away. It's everything we talked about happens like in the first 5 minutes of the show. So it's well worth your investment. Mark, I'm not going to cancel my Disney Plus because of that. They got saved by the Alien, but everything Alex said, I agree. They're aspects of the Alien franchise: Alien versus Predator, Alien this, Alien that. It's like it's just played out. As far as I'm concerned, the best Alien movie ever done was number 2, Aliens, with James Cameron. That to me was just great. And didn't they just do an extended version of that, where Sigourney Weaver does extended? Anyhow, there might be something else out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the it's not new, but if you just get the 4K, the new 4K disc, by the way, of Aliens, plural, looks absolutely fantastic. There'd been some controversy because James Cameron did some denoising. He was not happy with how grainy the film looked, and of course film purists are saying leave the film grain in there. I do agree, there's a couple of close-up scenes where Sigourney's skin looks a little plasticky, and they did go a little too far. But I have to say, Aliens has never looked better on 4K. Like, it looks like a new movie. Like, it looks dramatically better. There are details in the shadows that you have never been able to see in previous releases. So I think overall it's a fantastic upgrade. And I love the first Alien movie as well, but it's a very different type of movie. That one was more of a straight up horror movie, and the second one was more of an action movie, right? So action suspense movie. And they're both good for their different reasons.
And now we have this
it's the same
future.
like Terminator and Terminator 2. Like, I love both of those movies, but the first Terminator movie had a very different look and feel to it, and I like both.
So the old guy says, check, it's definitely good. Hold on to your Disney. Get rid of Netflix because that has Happy Gilmore on it, and it's a waste of... nobody's come in to defend them directly. I know Alex is trying to do it on behalf of some of our Mukana visitors here, but I'm not a big fan of that, so I might dump it too. And Mark, have we talked you into going with Disney Plus yet?
Radio's
not enough.
Free. Radio's
free. His mantra. He has to say it over and over again. It looks like Walt Palmer has joined Mukana, so we do have some people showing up. So there will not be any beatings after the program about people not showing up on Mukana. But they have to ask questions or make comments or tell us how screwed up we are in our analysis here. So since we're on the subject of science fiction, one of my favorite Paramount, again, another reason to keep Paramount Plus for streaming, other than the Landman or whatever it was with Billy Bob Thornton in it, which was great.
Good show.
There's Discovery,
Tulsa
which
King.
there's a bunch of Star Trek knockoffs coming our way via. I think there's like 3 in the making right now, but the one that stands out way above Discovery, which is horrible. I hated Discovery, which was the first remake, is Strange New Worlds, which precedes the Kirk Enterprise and canon almost perfectly, and they're great stories. And the guy that was an Anson Mount who plays Commander Pike does a great job of it. But anyhow, I was watching. This might be a little bit of a spoiler, so if you're worried about this, I'll do it quickly. So, spoiler alert: Strange New Worlds, the past episode, which is available right now on Paramount for streaming. There's this. It starts right out with a scene with this gigantic spaceship that sucks the life out of other other ships, and the Enterprise is caught in this thing with these giant tentacles slamming in holes into the Enterprise. And here's a shot and this is for you fans of Star Trek. But you notice the Star Trek never makes any reference, subtly or otherwise, to Star Wars or any other science fiction shows. Take a look at this shot. This is a shot of the bridge inside this creature bot, and look at the blow up of the left nacelle near the back of it. Tell me if that is not the friggin' Doctor Who TARDIS sitting right there in the shot. So the people at Paramount were having a little bit of fun with this, I think. And I caught a glimpse of it, and somebody took it and froze it and blew it up there. That is the friggin' TARDIS from Doctor Who.
That's funny.
Is that great or what? So that's in the latest episode of Strange New Worlds with Anson Mount. And I think they're doing a great job telling stories, except when they veer off target and they do like a singing version, or they're all turned into puppets or cartoons. That I could do without that. But this is a classic giant spaceship attacks the Enterprise. And by the way, while I'm on the subject, why did they put the bridge to the Enterprise on a bubble on top of the saucer section with a giant window on it, where any Klingon or self-respecting alien can fire a photon torpedo right onto their sofa or command chair? Have you noticed how vulnerable that is? There must be some maybe there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, levels of glass in it or something. But anyhow, look there, the TARDIS from Doctor Who. No mention of it. But there it is in the shot.
Mitch, I just want to say that my suspicion is that window, as you're calling it, is not glass. There's no way that would be glass. That would be transparent aluminum.
Oh yeah, like
fictional
Scotty
material.
Yeah. I got
Remember
it.
what they did in Star Trek 4 with the Voyage Home with the whale? Transparent
Hello,
aluminum.
computer.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I noticed it's funny because I mean all of the not all of the, but a lot of the Star Wars and related shows like Close Encounters. If you look at the mothership real close, there's like an R2-D2 on it, and all kinds of weird connections going to Star Wars. But they seem to eschew all these Star Trek connections. Even Doctor Who hasn't mentioned it, but Star Trek not mentioned, but show that shot. That's the TARDIS there. I'm telling you, if you're a BBC dyed-in-the-wool Doctor Who fan, that's the TARDIS in there, including the button on the by the way, TARDIS stands for Trans and Relative Dimensions in Space. That's my knowledge of it. So that's an Easter egg in if you watch the latest, and anybody that catches that should take a look at it. It happens very quickly, and it's very, very, very small. It's on the back of the left nacelle of the Enterprise when it gets chewed up by this giant space creature. So that's just a couple of things going forward with the show. Mark, do you have any comment on any of the stuff that I'm saying other than that radio's free?
Free radio.
Okay, that's Mark's refrain. He's just going to keep going with that, and it is what it is. So I'm thinking of a new form segment on the show. I'm thinking of calling it Mitch's Beef of the Week. What do you guys think? Beef of the Week, brought to you by Arby's. It's my Beef of the Week. So something that I see in get it? Great connection there.
Yeah.
Good reason to bring them back on. I need more coupons, guys.
Why did I know that was going to
Yeah,
be?
you knew it was coming. You need to have your Arby's today. I get and by the way, get their app because it's a great place to go to find out. I got a BOGO on Friday. I filled my refrigerator with BOGO meals. I got 2 of these and 2 of those and 2 of these. And apparently when I went to the store, they said, no, you need to use your app to do that. And I've never used the app. So the girl got tired of me waiting. It was like, I felt like such an old guy. She grabs my iPhone and just starts going, and it was done. So there again, another reason to feel really old when a young person grabs your iPhone from you and makes it happen. But anyhow, don't forget, go to Arby's, get the app, and my beef of the week. So here's my beef. I've got one beef, and when I've gone too far, you guys can stop me. My beef is when you're in line waiting to use a register or talk to the pharmacist at a drugstore, and there might be 5 or 6 people in line. And have you ever noticed this, that they announce, Johnson Party, we have your prescription ready. So, you're waiting in line patiently, and Johnson marches up in front of the line and goes to the head of the line and butts in and starts saying, well, you just called my name over the speaker. Now, do you think they're allowed to do that? Or do you think they should go to the back of the line and wait just like every other self-respecting person waiting in line? What do you guys think? Is that, I raised an issue, and I'm sort of the Larry David of my area, so I had to say, excuse me. So do you think it's right that somebody, just because their name got called over the loudspeaker, that they should go to the front of the line? And other than the fact there's free radio, Mark, what do you think?
I'm sorry, I was dealing with a technical issue. Should you be able to go to the back of the line?
Should you go to the back of the line as a courtesy when your name is called over the speakers? This is my beef for the week.
Oh, instead of going straight up to the counter?
Yeah, they went up right straight up to the counter. I said, wait a minute, excuse me. And that's the way I am.
Haven't they already waited in line once?
That's their problem. They had to go back, and just because they announced your name. So I go, wait a minute, and I said, how does everybody else in line right now feel about Mr. Johnstone jumping to the front of the line just because his name was, because this time Mr. Johnstone's getting kind of puffed up, and I'm realizing he's about 6'4", maybe outweighs me by about 50 pounds. Got a longer reach, so I might be in trouble here. So I turned to the crowd behind me, and I said, what? And they're all going, yeah, whatever you say, you're our man.
I have something to say about this.
Alex, go ahead, please, help me out.
And this is what I do, and this is my etiquette. If for some reason I've forgotten something, I need to leave and go get something in an aisle, or let's say like there's a mistake, for whatever reason, I have to get out of line. I will always go to the end of the line and never feel, I am never in the position where I feel entitled that just because I was there means I now have to make everybody wait for me and go to the beginning. So I will always, and this is what often happens, I will go to the back of the line and I will leave it up to the cashier to flag me and say, he was just here a minute ago, come to the front. That's on them, but I am not going to assume or just try to cut in front of everyone. So if you leave, for whatever reason, I think you should have to go to the back of the line and start over again. And that's just like, to me, a polite thing to do.
And another reason why I love Canadians, they're just, they all get along. They're all nice people. You wouldn't last 2 seconds in New York City, pal, just so you know. So you go to the back of the line. And Mr. Johnston was adamant about that there's some rule written somewhere that says that when they get called on the speaker, they're allowed to go to the front. So I engaged all the people in line behind us that this was not right. And then I turned to the pharmacist who's standing there with their jaw open, and I said, what's your policy? You're the eventual arbiter of what happens here. You call Mr. Johnston's name, can he butt in line in front of everybody else? And the pharmacist said he should go to the back of the line, and the entire crowd applauded. Ladies and gentlemen, Mitch's beef of the week. That's what happened.
Thank you for that update, Mitch. I really appreciate that update from the supermarket. Oh, you got more things.
You don't
want to
hear it right now. I'm gonna strip people. Everybody pisses me off now.
You've got the streaming TV show strategy now. You're going to drip it like one episode at a time, one gripe at a time per week.
You bet.
Just leave everybody hanging, because I mean, why would anyone come back to this show, right? If you just told them everything now.
Yeah, next week I'm going to do what, Mark? What's on my list next? Next week I'm going to cover
jaywalking.
Wait a minute, it's not what it says here. I think it says
yes, but that's not the right term for what you're talking about.
Well, see, you took away the fun part. Now people are going to wait a whole week to find out.
No, you took away the fun part. You held the paper up. Nobody would have known.
But I put on the list a note. Talk about people at the register and streetwalkers. And Mark immediately went, "What's wrong with streetwalkers?"
Mitch,
you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Go ahead.
You just we kind of just went behind the curtain here. You showed people that This I was hoping that people would never find out that this show is entirely scripted.
There's no rundown.
It's not entirely scripted, but we have notes.
Well, I thought you worked from a script. Like
I don't work from a script. I got notes.
Look at all those notes he has. I never knew he had all those notes.
Yeah, I'm not that good.
Wow.
I write these down.
This is outrageous.
I have.
I want my money back.
I have.
And I'm going to the front of the line.
No, you must go to the back. I'm like the Larry David of podcasting. So there you go. What are you going to do? So next week, Streetwalkers. Okay. And it's not what you think. Like, all right, I'll do it this week. What the hell? All this peer pressure. I'm getting notes that I got to comment. All right. You're driving down the road. Let's call it a service road, but it's a road nonetheless. You drive on the right side here in the U.S. You drive on the left if you're in England or some other wacko country. And there are people that are jogging, biking, or walking like 2 or 3 abreast, and they're I did say that, and they're walking down the road, and they turn around as you approach them in your car and give you the stinky eye. Mark, show them what the stinky eye is. You've got to switch over for him. Go ahead, do one more. That's the stinky eye. Like, what are you doing? This is our road. You're supposed to yield to pedestrians. Of course, I yield to pedestrians, but getting the stinky eye because this person has decided to walk in the middle of the road, make me slow down in my car. So somebody coming the other way, I got to slow down. And I got these people in front of me having a conversation about what they're going to have for lunch. I roll the window down and I lean out and say, "There's a sidewalk right there. Why don't you people just step up the curb and get on the sidewalk and continue your conversation? I don't drive up into your front yard and walk through your street and interfere with your driving." So in spite of the fact that, yes, I would yield to somebody if they were in the road in front of me, it's just people feel entitled now. I don't know if you've noticed that, but entitlement seems to be running rampant everywhere. They don't have to watch. They don't have to read signs. They don't have to curb their dog. Whatever. People are just going crazy. So, two beefs for the price of one. It's an Arby's BOGO. Go ahead, Mark.
So Alexander or Alex, next week or a future show, we're gonna watch Mitch after he's yelled at somebody. Come on with a big bandage across his face from somebody just hauling off and black eye, broken nose.
I feel like Mitch, we need to get Mitch like a GoPro camera that's like strapped to his head, and he needs to walk around the street and go into the supermarket and record everything. And I just want to see what that footage is. Yeah. Maybe that segment could be called Street Walking, and it's just Mitch with a camera and a microphone going around.
Yeah.
Dealing with shenanigans.
The other subject, and I'm not going to tell you my feeling on this, but why do drive-through restaurants insist on tips? I don't get it.
Everybody's doing. Oh, don't even get me started.
I'm going to get started on it next week. Let's do it. We'll do it next week.
All right.
But that's
you got a cup of coffee. You got to have it. The tip thing pops up. And it's not like a 50 cents or something. Usually it's like 15%.
I went to Longhorn. Great place.
Yeah.
Great food. And the person that brought the food out to me complained that the $2 was not enough. And I said, for $2, you walked from the front counter, walked out to my car.
They actually had the audacity to complain about that?
Yes.
I would say, here's what I'd say, Mitch.
And the stinky eye on top of that.
I would say, what exactly did I get in return for this? I paid you for a product. I'm getting takeout. What's the value at? What have you done to deserve that? It's as simple as that.
But here's the thing. I wonder if this is really set up by the companies. Because once they're tipped employees, the minimum wage goes down. So is this a secret way, not a secret way, but is this a way for the major companies that own all of these shops to be able to underpay their employees because now they take tips?
I don't disagree with tipping. As tippers go, I know a lot of people that work in the food service industry,
100%.
some in the QSR,
where it's warranted.
And I will tip them at least 20%. And if I feel they did better than that, I'll give them whatever I think they deserve. I never penalize the person who's waiting on me on the basis of the bad food or sometimes even bad service, because I feel that that's you're carrying a gray area there. But people that are saying, I'm going to just hand you the basket of food waiting here on the counter, and I deserve $3 for doing that, I draw the line there.
Now they can
see. Now you made me cover it. I can't tease these things.
They can piss right off as far as I'm concerned.
Listen to you.
Like table service. You're going to strike up a conversation with me. You're going to make me feel welcome. Talk to me about my day. You're going to deliver the food to my table. 100%. Always tip, and I tip well. You're going to deliver I'm going to order from Uber Eats, and you're going to deliver it to my door. 100% I'm going to tip. If I'm going into a coffee shop and I'm picking it up myself, no. Sorry, you did nothing to deserve that tip. And it especially annoys me when a multi-billion-dollar company like Starbucks has now started adding minimum $1 tips to their... Now, you can bypass it, but it's like, how about you just pay people better? How about you do that?
There you go.
And rent.
And by the way, Ray Franklin has just joined McConnell. Thank you, Ray, for being here. Ray's going to be on our show next month. He's Ray's the presentation
Looking forward to
expert, and he can tell you how he managed to make me look halfway human when I come on camera. And I'm like this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Last Angry DJ. My name is Mitchell Casey. Anyhow, he would
Mitch,
definitely
did he tell you to trim your nose hairs? Take a weed whacker to that?
Nose hairs. Blackheads, wax that off, change your underwear. I mean, anything it took to have you in the proper
Oh, you
frame
followed
of mind.
some of those.
Hello.
You followed some of those.
What do we, 1 out of 3?
Yeah, not bad.
All right, there we go. Anyhow, hi, Ray. Thanks for being here. So, strangely, we're talking about Mitch's Beef of the Week. And I gave you 3 for the price of 1. Thank you. Brought to you by Arby's, where they have the meats. Great. Good stuff. All right, next subject is a news item, which I believe Alex has brought. Alex, give us what you were talking about here.
Yeah, so there was an article on Pod News. Let me just hold on a second here while I'm
Pod
reading
News?
this. I can't switch the show and read this at the same time, so I'm just going to put everybody up on the screen here. There was an article recently on podnews.net here saying that Libsyn has surged past $100 million in creator payout. So I thought what was particularly interesting is that between January and July 2025, Libsyn has paid out 40% more to creators compared to the same period in 2024, pushing total creator earnings to more than $112 million since 2017. So they've actually made this monetization option available to everyone from day one. It used to be that you have to have a minimum 2,000 download, but they've removed that restriction now. So I thought it was interesting. We're not hosting our podcast on Libsyn, but maybe we need to move our podcast there because apparently you can now earn some money from advertising. So I thought I would bring that up with you guys and see what you think. Obviously, that's a big payout. I don't know what the actual payout on average is per person. I'm sure it's probably small, but hey, some money is better than no money. What do you think about this program?
Yeah, Mark, don't forget, radio is free.
Radio's free, but there's 75,000 shows on Libsyn, so you figure some of those don't get anything because they probably aren't at a certain level yet. So what is that payout really, as Alex said? What is the real payout here?
So we're talking pennies.
Could
do
be.
they have?
I don't know.
Are they using pennies? Aren't they phasing pennies out completely? They're no longer around.
Well, at a cost of 3 to 4 cents per penny to make, kind of makes sense.
Well, that's the way our government works.
We got rid of pennies in Canada decades ago. I don't know what the holdup is in the United States. What was that?
Do you have Apple Pay up there?
No, we still don't. That's because Canadian banking is complicated.
Well, don't get on my case about pennies then.
Okay.
You got to get your Apple Pay.
I'd rather have no pennies than Apple Pay, but that's just me. Who wants pennies?
So I misspoke. I misspoke. It's not
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
75,000. It's 250,000 shows that are on
Wow.
the platform. So,
Do you think people's brains are ready to explode with another
Yes.
streaming service? Like, I just don't have enough room up here to keep track of all these services that are available. Patreon, Lipton, Tea. Well, I don't know, what is it? It's just an awful lot of stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out which streaming service that I have to cancel. So I'm running out of bandwidth, as they say. I have friends that refer to their thinking process as bandwidth. I said, you're not a friggin' computer. Why do you use that term? You use that term?
Yeah, it's because
I don't have the bandwidth.
it's because I'm a tech nerd. What else am I going to say?
Bandwidth has nothing
It's
to do. Ask
cool.
ChatGPT.
It's cool.
Has nothing to do with your mental process.
Sure it does.
Okay.
Just go with
Feel
it.
free.
Just go with it.
Go with it. All right. I'll go with it. All right. And other things that we've brought media into the program, and rightfully so. I mean, we are talking about broadcast media, streaming media, all those kinds of things. And Alex is very proud to present something that I'm personally responsible for causing Alex to dig deep into his penniless shorts from Canada and come up with this movie. No pennies. You can't. So there's no pennies in this. So Alex, show us what you got. What's show and tell?
I can do that. I bought, and I haven't seen this yet, but we talked about this last week, and it's been on my list. I'm going to watch it this weekend. I bought on Blu-ray Colossus: The Forbin Project.
Yes.
Very well-respected science fiction movie co-starring Eric Braeden, Susan Clark, Gordon Pinsent. Anyways, it's a real simple disc, not fancy packaging, but here's the
And by the way,
disc.
you cannot stream it. I've tried. You cannot find it to save your
This
life.
is where physical media rules. Have a look at
Nice
that.
print. Nice print. Yeah, look.
Wait for the focus to show up.
Right through your nose.
There we go. There's the disc. By the way, is that not a very creepy, unsettling image on that disc?
What, the face
Just the
with the eyes?
Just that face with the white eyes. Horrifying.
It is kind of creepy. It looks cat-like to me. I don't know. You know, who gets the job of designing this box art for movies? Some of them are a little demented. I don't know. It's like the Soylent Green one is just particularly disturbing to me. And I don't want to give it away. But anyhow, I can't wait to hear your actual report of how it stands
Yes,
up.
I'll come back with thoughts next week.
But it was done in the 70s. It's about a dystopian future like today and how computers are taking over the world, or at least artificial intelligence. And it sticks out in my mind as a very important movie back in the day. So that and Soylent Green is people. So I already screwed that one up for everybody. So anyhow, that's a list of things. Do we have any questions, Mark, before you pull out your knife and do seppuku on the show?
No questions. But while you're talking about sci-fi,
We do. There is a
and
question.
good shows. What? Where? Oh my gosh!
We're
Let's get
looking
to it
under
right
the
now.
ocean.
I'm
From
gonna pop it
Walt
up on the
Palmer.
screen.
Somebody moved it on me.
Wrong.
From Walt Palmer, the greatest sci-fi flick ever was The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Klaatu Barado Nektu. And I agree. It's
good
in
one.
my yearbook.
Yeah.
That's with Jamie Remy, Jamie Remy, I think his name is, that plays Klaatu. It's black and white. It's a great storyline, and it was redone with Keanu Reeves. Not quite so good. The original black and white is the one to watch. And Gort is very scary. I remember as a kid watching Gort stalk out of the ship. And with that great Herman Miller, I think his name is, soundtrack, that scary music as Gort and his visor goes up and he's getting ready to liquidate somebody. It's very good. I agree, Walt. You got me. It's on my list.
My favorite sci-fi is Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner. Think of all the crazy things they did. It's science, it's fiction, and when I grow up, I'm buying stock in Acme.
Acme's good, but you know what about Marvin the Martian, who was in a bunch of them?
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
Marvin the Martian?
Yes. Yeah.
Get a U-235 modulator. He talked like this. He had sneakers, he had a pistol, and he had U-235 modulator that apparently could destroy the planet. And he had a hat with visor and a brush for his helmet. So I guess if you looked it up, you could show it, Mark. Marvin the Martian was his name. And he was a regular character in the Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
So, okay, I respect
sci-fi.
that.
See, you didn't think so at first.
No, I corrected you and said there's something more in that realm of Bugs Bunny world that is definitely sci-fi. Remember, what was the name of the alien on the Flintstones? Alex, you probably know this. There was a regular alien visitor on the Flintstones.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I haven't seen that show since I was a kid. I don't
George
exactly.
Jetson.
Exactly. No,
what was that? What was that, Mark?
George Jetson.
No.
But he's talking about the Flintstones.
Look it up. Look up the
on the
Flintstones.
Flintstones.
There was a crossover episode. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's sort of like Mork showing up on the Happy Days.
That was weird.
Yeah,
I don't remember what happened with that. Do you remember how did that crossover thing happen? I don't remember what the plot was for
Which
that.
one? The Mork and the
the Jetsons and the Flintstones.
Flintstones.
How does that happen?
There was no crossover with the Jetsons and the Flintstones.
I thought there was one.
No.
No, I got to ask
There's a Flintstone episode with an alien in it.
Okay.
Get the name. Get the name of the creature.
Let's ask ChatGPT here.
All right, thank God. ChatGPT knows it all. It was I. I'm lying. I was the alien. There was an alien character on...
Yes, there was a crossover of the Jetsons and the Flintstones, the two iconic Hanna-Barbera shows. First crossed paths in 1987, made-for-TV animated movie.
Actual movie. Wow.
There we go.
So what's the alien's name? Zloop.
I don't know.
You went through all that trouble, and you can't come up with the answer? Well, I noticed there's a gap.
Well, he's looking up
the Great Kazoo.
Yes, that's it.
First appearance, 1965, season 6, episode 7.
There you go.
We're talking
on
about
the Flintstones, and the Flintstones was nothing more than the Honeymooners done it as a cartoon. No, it really. I mean, you're laughing, but that's the truth.
To the moon.
To the moon, Alice. All that great stuff. All right. Any other questions floating around? At least you got saved by one question from Walt. You must have a special relationship with him.
Walt's a great guy. Thank you for the question, Walt.
Yeah, appreciate it. You saved his... he was going to pull out
lots of scenes shot around Washington, D.C.
Of
the show that he talked about in the question, but the question disappeared on me, so I can't see it anymore.
The Forbin?
The greatest sci-fi flicker ever stood still. The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh, Day the Earth Stood Still.
DC.
Yeah, definitely. You know, all that B-roll stuff where they, show the National Guard rushing from one point to another, doing all that kind of stuff. So, and that wraps up this program. I guess we got it covered. And as you can see, we're desperately, I hate to say this, we're desperately in need of your input on Mukana, because I don't want to have to say, open up YouTube, because we did get questions there. I know Alex will be very upset if I do this, so ask thelastangrydj.com. And here's the bonus part about doing that, is that after the show wraps, you can go in and ask questions for any future shows. So you can make suggestions. You can comment on how lousy I look on camera. Show Alex. Alex, why don't you show us your other camera angle? That's something interesting. Alex is going to show his other. He's got a new camera. Oh yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
Show
I was recording another show, and I already had the camera set up. So I thought, well, I just pointed at myself.
Take the full picture so they
see
can
what
see
happens here. Let me do that and go to the wide cam.
Wow, look.
There it is.
Look at that stuff.
There's my control surface. This is what I use to cut the show. This is the remote web-based interface for Mimo Live. So all these buttons do various different things, allow me to switch the show. So there it is. Kind of you get to see some of the equipment.
Give us the surprise look. We're looking over your shoulder look. Like hey, who you looking at? That one. I need a sound effect to go along with that. All right, thanks for showing that to us.
We're all going to be wearing neck braces soon.
We're all neck braces. We're going to be wearing eye patches. That's what we're going to be wearing. Alex, how do they reach out and touch us between now and then?
Yes, they can absolutely do that by joining our community. You can scan this QR code that you're going to see floating over my left shoulder right there momentarily. There's a bit of lag with YouTube, but you will see that. And I'm going to keep it on the screen there. If you open up the camera app on your mobile phone, that will kick you over to our Discord server where you can continue the conversation after this show ends. The server has lots of different channels broken up into different topics. We've got a great one for movies and TV shows. We can talk about all that sort of stuff or whatever else you want to talk about. Discord is right there on the screen over my left shoulder. If you like the show, if you like what you're seeing and listening to, we are available in various different formats. Of course, on YouTube, live streaming every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific. That's 5 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, we are, if you could subscribe and like and share it with a friend, that would be appreciated. We also are available as a audio-only podcast on all platforms, wherever you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google. You can ask your Amazon Alexa device. You can ask your any smart device pretty much to play the podcast, and that should automatically work. We're pretty much everywhere as well. I'd also like to mention that you can go to patreon.com/TheLastAngryDJ. That's patreon.com/TheLastAngryDJ. If you'd like to show your support for the show monetarily, you can become a coffee supporter at $2 a month. We would sincerely appreciate that. Of course, I'd also like to show our thanks to the folks at Boinks Software who provide Mimo Live, the program that is running this show, live streaming it right now. We couldn't do the production the way we do it today without Mimo Live, so thank you to those guys, including Oliver Breidenbach, who really helped us get going. It's a bit of a rocky start when we were screen scraping Zoom, and it looked, I can't go back to those old episodes and watch it because it looked so bad in comparison to how it looks now. Now we're live streaming in 4K, and I think this is the best that this show has looked. So we set a pretty high bar for us. So thank you to
there's even
Software.
a Fender bass. There's even a Fender bass behind you. Maybe you could talk Alex into playing a little Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah,
just to do the first four notes.
It's not plugged in, but I am a guitar player. That's what I learned.
Yeah,
but,
play a little
bass
Stairway.
I'm
Dun, 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 dun. Come on.
Probably can't really hear it much with my mic. I don't have a guitar pick. I play a bass guitar like an electric guitar, so I usually
no thunder thumbs, right?
use a pick. Anyways.
All right, nice try. Boy, that was a failure on my part. Sorry, pal. Sorry to throw that at you. So there you go. Mark, what are you going to do about the questions here other than free radio?
Hey, you know what? We're having a lot of good luck with this whole system in real radio, and it really makes the shows move. So we need to find a way to make this more interesting for people so they participate more. I'm not sure what we can do.
Money. Got to give away cash. That's the only thing that'll make it happen. Just whip out the bills. I'm glad you're
volunteering that. Thank you very much.
Give out a Canadian penny for every person that comes on.
They're worth a lot of money now, I bet.
Yeah, they are. They don't make them anymore.
That's right.
There you go. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Great show. We appreciate those of you that participated. Don't forget you can do it anytime you want with that AskTheLastAngryDJ.com. Appreciate that.
That's ask dot. Don't forget the period.
Oh, I forgot dot. Who's Dot? Do you know Dot? Okay, Dot. Why isn't it period? Why isn't it just a thing? A burger dot. That's what we used to call it in print. So thank you very much for doing that. That's how you reach out to us if you want to. I am enjoying my my new pal, Loki, the Welsh Pembroke Corgi. He's 10 weeks old, and he's going through teenage angst now by chewing on everything. His favorite thing is he'll jump up. If he's sitting next to me and he looks at me a certain way like Mark does, he'll go like this, and then he will jump and grab my face with his teeth. He usually gets my nose, so you can see marks on my nose from it. There you go. So, Mark, apparently the dog is listening to you indirectly. Who knows? So I'm dealing with that. I love it. What the heck? It's always great to have a puppy in the house. So I'm going to go down and say hi to him. In the meantime, everybody take care, and we'll see you next week.